Two of these bands are an imposter. Which pair of bands are the fake ones? The left-hand side or the ones on the right? Honestly, I feel like most bandaholics can tell them apart, but if you chose the left-hand side, yes, you'd be correct. With the introduction of the brand new Apple Watch Ultra, 3 all-new and very distinct style of bands were introduced. The Alpine loops, the trail loops, and the ocean bands. And almost instantly, the internet was flooded with third-party and replica versions that come in at only a fraction of the cost versus what Apple has them retail for. These bands come in at $100 a pop directly from Apple, but it's not uncommon to find these on sites like eBay, Amazon, and AliExpress for roughly $10 if not less. So, with such a huge disparity in price, thousands of consumers will be wondering, well, should I just go ahead and get one of the fake ones then? Don't worry, I'll answer that question and more by giving you my thoughts and opinions. Keep in mind, I am an avid bandaholic and literally have hundreds of OEM and authentic bands. So I'll make sure to give you guys a scoop in case you've ever pondered on this dilemma. Because trust me, I know, Apple band collecting starts to get expensive very quickly. So anyway, this should be a quick one, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's start with Apple's official bands, which by the way, I have made an in-depth review and showcase of not only the 3 all-new band styles, but also the other styles such as the Sport Loops and the Sport Bands. So, if you haven't seen those yet, either click the card at the top right or check out the video description for direct links to those videos. But as most of you know, all 3 of the new Ultra Bands come in at $99 a pop and $49 for the likes of the Sport Loops and the Sport Bands. So already a massive negative to Apple's first-party bands. Like, it's $50 minimum per band and $100 for the Ultra Bands. That's a lot, and personally, I don't think the Ocean Bands are deserving of such a high premium. The Trail and Alpine loops, I can kind of see it. I mean, I can see why they'd be placed in the $100 category of bands rather than the $50 ones like this Starlight Sport loop that I also was interested about on AliExpress to see how they compared. But come on, the Ocean Bands are pretty similar to Sport Bands both in terms of look and feel, with it feeling like a more rubbery yet oddly more durable fluoroelastomer with this titanium buckle. But regardless, all 3 bands come with the quality you expect from Apple. So in terms of durability, the Apple bands will definitely last you quite a while, especially with the Ultra being marketed as being for those individuals who traverse through rugged terrain, run marathons, and basically are outdoors a lot. However, let's now take a look at the replicas and let's discuss their pros and cons. Well, pro for them is the price tag. At nearly a tenth of what you'd pay at Apple, you can literally pick up 3 of these and still be well under what you'd pay for a singular band over with Apple. But people often say, you do get what you pay for, and for $10, I'm not surprised that these fakes feel ultra cheap. Like the Ocean replica's material just feels so plasticky. It certainly doesn't feel like Apple's. It's thinner and the material just feels cheap. It's like when you go to a flea market and some dude tries really hard to sell you quote unquote real AirPods and he keeps saying trust. Like you already know the quality will be horrible and well that analogy applies here. The replicas also just feel way more lightweight, so the durability of these is very questionable. Plus, on the Ocean Band replicas, the buckle looks like it's stainless steel or aluminum and not titanium, so there's also that. But then again, you are paying only a fraction versus the real thing, so you really shouldn't expect the same level of durability in the first place. Now, a massive con on most of these cheap replicas is that they normally come from overseas, particularly from China. I happen to get these on AliExpress specifically for this video, and quite honestly, I forgot about them. They took so long that when they arrived, I was surprised. It literally has taken them half the semester for them to arrive. I ordered them in early September, and they were only now just being delivered a few days ago. So while you're saving a ton of money, just expect shipping times to take a literal trimester. You may get them quicker through sites like eBay or Amazon, but then again, it can be a little sketch, so do expect delays for some of the cheaper alternatives. I'm not sure how replica trail loops or Alpine loops will hold up over time. If someone has ever purchased Ultra replica bands, let me know in the comment section below. But if I were a betting man, I'd say that the replicas may last you a couple months before they start to show significant wear and tear. The materials just aren't the same. The quality is drastically reduced to cut costs, and more often than not, shipping times are extreme. But you do save a ton of money though, so you have to ask yourself whether you are looking for quality or quantity here. As a bandaholic for me, the differences are very apparent. Apple's bands are just far superior and I'm sure they'll hold up great for years. The replicas though, not so sure. They may look identical to the real deal, but having them in the hands, you can immediately tell them apart. If you're looking for quantity and just want to flex the new Ultra styles while saving some money doing so, go for it. They look nearly indistinguishable to the real thing. Just go in knowing you get what you pay for. So if after 3 months it happens to tear apart, well, at least you only burned $10. You know what I'm saying? Plus, some of the colors aren't exactly accurate. Like, I mean, this is definitely more of a cream color, whereas the actual official white Ocean band is, well, white. In the end, yes, I'm a bandaholic, so my personal preference is the real deal. They're pricey, but if you're able to swallow that Apple tax pill, you won't be disappointed. Trust me, I've tried to give the fake replicas a shot and nope, it's just not happening for me. They just aren't up to par with the superb quality you come to expect from an Apple product. Plus, with a watch as expensive as the Ultra, I'd advise slapping on a real band that's sure to remain snug and on your wrist, and you won't have to worry about it looking gross and torn up just a few months later. Like I said, the internet is riddled with these. All you have to do is search up Apple Watch Ultra bands on sites like AliExpress or eBay, and you'll find plenty. I want to hear you guys' thoughts though. How do you feel about replica bands? Hey, some people think it's absurd to pay $100 for a stinking Apple Watch band. Other people love to band collect. I guess it's all relative and it depends on each individual whether they think Apple bands are worth it or not. But let me know in the comments section below. Do you not care about having official first party and are okay saving about 90% for a band? Or would you prefer to pay the premium and get the real deal? Like I said, guys, let me know. And with that, I'm clocking out for now, but I cannot wait to catch you all in the next one.